Just thinking what you made me like.
As a Grammy Award-winning musical artist, selling over 25 million albums worldwide and securing 17 U.S. top 40 hits, you have been performing for over 5 decades. What is the driving force that keeps you creating music and performing all these years?
Wow, probably my depression. I never feel that I'm enough, you know? So I got to keep pushing and pushing and trying new things and trying to do better and be more and be better at what I do, basically. And I think the very core of it is really sad to say, is a kind of an unworthiness, you know, issue. But it's also, I mean, it's something that I love, absolutely love to do. I love to write. That's really my core.
Your breakout album, Working Class Dog, and breakout song, Jesse's Girl, are just as popular today as they were in the 1980s. What do you think it is about your music that makes it so timeless?
I think the 80s was actually a really great time for music, apart from all the bad haircuts and the leg warmers. I think now, looking back, I think people are realizing what a great collection of music it was. Didn't have disco to sully it, you know, and it had great melodies and great hooks, and I think it was a great time for everybody. It was kind of, we're still on the cusp of a certain degree of innocence in America. That was kind of, you know, that was kind of broken with the whole Kennedy assassination, but there was still a hangover effect before the world started to really get crazy. And I think people go back to that time because it makes you feel good, you know. I mean, and there's a certain age too where you're open for music. I think from like, you know, 12 to like till you start to really think about what you're going to do in your life. You're open to everything, and the music that pours in at that point, you lock in, and that's what you go back to as you get older, to feel that youthful power again, and that freedom, and that you know, that amazing feeling of like everything's possible.
I know you just released your new album last month, Automatic, and it's a very personal album for you. What was the inspiration behind creating this album?
Oh, it was kind of memories and current things, but I mean, you kind of latch on to, as a writer, you latch on to something that moves you. It can be something from 20 years ago that you're still that you relive, or it can be something that happened yesterday. And it's a collection of all that stuff, really. I think there's no real theme to it other than I wrote everything, and it kind of came from my experience, really. It's about God and sex and death and all the wonderful things I love to write about.
You have your own SiriusXM radio show,
It's kind of a joke.
It is Working Class DJ.
Uh-huh.
And tell me a little bit about that.
It was a thing my manager said, you should do this, and I said, no, I don't really see myself doing that kind of thing, being a DJ. And then I started doing it, and I just started to have fun with it, because I don't take it seriously. Although the first thing I ever wanted to be when I was a kid was a DJ. And then I picked up the guitar, and that kind of changed everything for me. But I don't, you know, I make fun of myself on it, and I don't know half the songs I'm playing because they're from the 80s, and I was busy recording myself and wasn't listening to the radio that much. So it's kind of I'm the most uninformed DJ on the face of the planet, but I make fun of it. You know?
But there's a different theme, right, every week?
Yeah, we do themes, and that makes it funny too, because like if I pick National Iguana Day, there's not a lot of songs about iguanas, so no. you gotta work it.
With all that you've accomplished, you have such a diverse talent: singer, songwriter, musician, also acting, and you've expanded your creative talent in acting, taking on various roles throughout your musical career. You've kind of interwoven the two. Would you say that you share the same passion for acting as you do with music? Music
I fell in love with when I was like 11 years old. Acting was more along when I was in my 20s. So music had a real good head start. And the music I think about all the time. Whereas acting, you kind of only really think about it when you got a part and you have to work the part. That's why most actors do something else, you know.
But you're very good at it. You're natural.
No, I know. I've had to work it. You know, you look at some of the General Hospital things, and I go, ooh. But I've gotten better at it as I've learned the craft. It's really it's from the same point of view, same creative desire in you, but just a different tool set. That's all, musician and actor, but it's driven by the same thing. And I think I've gotten better at both, which is my goal, is to be better at what I do. When I'm acting, I'm an actor, and when I'm playing music or writing music or performing, I'm a musician, and it's easy to switch over. It's not like, oh my God, I've got to put myself in another headspace. You know, it's just a natural thing to do.
Let's talk about your book. And it's a New York Times best-selling book, Late at Night. Rolling Stone said it's one of the top 25 rock and roll memoirs of all time. And you're very transparent.
Because I wrote it myself. I didn't have a ghostwriter, so I just wrote it myself. And it was really interesting to kind of go back over my life and try and remember all those things. And when I finished it, I enjoyed writing it, but when I finished it, I was kind of shocked realizing that people would actually read it. So I called up my publisher and said, I don't want to release this book. And she said, well, you have a contract, Ricky.
What was that, when you finished writing it? You didn't
Yeah, when I finished writing it, I thought, wait a minute, people are actually going to read this. Because as I was writing it, it's like with songwriting. When you're doing it, you're enjoying the moment. You're in the moment, you're enjoying it, and a lot of the time it's painful, but a lot of the time you really enjoy doing it, and you don't really think, oh, someone's going to hear this or read this or whatever. So when it was all done, I started thinking about that, and I started to get pretty nervous because it's a very revealing book. And a friend of mine said, you're either insane or incredibly brave, after he read it.
And now let's talk about your rum. So you partnered with Sammy Hagar, and you came out with your own brand of rum called Beach Bar Rum.
So we've known each other over the years, and he called me up over COVID, and he heard I was looking to get into the alcohol business, and he said, I've got a rum company that I'd love you to come in as a partner on. So, I got in on it, and it's great. I mean, he's a natural guy to do it with, because we share music, and we've shared a history. And he knows what he's doing with that kind of stuff. He's not the guy that slaps his name on an alcohol. He creates the alcohol. Just a natural kind of thing, really.
So as a Grammy Award-winning musical artist, you have inspired fans all over the globe with your transparency about your lifelong battle with depression and speaking out. I mean, it's inspirational. How has music played a role in your depression, in the ups and downs?
It's been the balance, really. It's easy to kind of go into the well and just kind of disappear. And I did that a lot as a kid. I got kicked out of school because 11th grade, because I couldn't go to school. I was so depressed, and I was just really dark. And at 16, actually, I opened the autobiography with that I tried to hang myself when I was 16. And I was in a bad mental state, and I can't really pinpoint it other than I was failing at school. I wasn't really popular. The only arena that was meaningful was the school arena, and I wasn't doing well in it. And then hormones kicked in, and then a lot of chemical stuff, going on that we didn't really understand. And I always found joy in writing. I'd stay home, and I wouldn't watch TV, or there weren't video games around, and I certainly wasn't doing drugs, but I'd stay home and I'd play the guitar, or I'd read, and that was my solace.
And you were natural.
It made me feel like I had something other than just being a depressed person, an upset kid. And so it became my focus. It became the balance, and I've written songs about it, and written about it in my book, and I only brought it up because it's part of me. I didn't bring it up to be anything else other than explain my life. So it's a big driver. I try to turn to something positive every time it hits. It is there, but it's not my focus of my life. It's just something that a side thing that comes up every now and then, and I try and do something constructive with it so it doesn't beat me, But most of the time I feel, if I can accomplish something, it's really, that's kind of the drug for me, is to accomplish something. Absolutely. And to feel like I've put something that I can look at and go, yes, I did that. but you just forge on, and you know, hope that the gods and the muse smiles on you, really.
Actually, this month, September, marks National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. What would you say to your fans who are similarly situated and struggling with depression?
It's also personal. There is no magic bullet. I mean, I've been looking for the magic bullet for 50 years. Got to give it time, and don't take the permanent solution for kind of a temporary problem, because you do go in and out, you know. And there's a lot of things. Meditation has really helped me. A TM. When I'm truly meditating, I'm not depressed at all. And when I'm performing, I'm not depressed at all. I can't be depressed. So find something you love and pursue that. And you know, sometimes medication works, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of been in and out with that all my life. Hugging a dog really works.
Absolutely.
4-leg Prozac. I always go up to a dog if I see him, and I'll pet him or hug him, and you can just feel your whole soul relax.
How do you stay so fit? I mean, and still move around like that?
I work out every day. I do something every day. I've always tried to watch what I eat. So I started watching and reading about diet and all that kind of thing, and that's really helped. So it's really mainly just exercise, diet, and an attitude of doing what you love, not getting hit by a car.
Oh my God, God forbid. No. What's on your song set tonight? Are you going to play Christina?
What's that?
Christina?
Oh. Yeah, we switched things out. It's our longest set. We did a shorter set on the summer tour because it was we also toured with the Hooters and Tommy Two-Tone and Paul Young and occasionally the Tubes and John Waite. But tonight is just our set, so it's a longer set, so we can throw in a lot more songs, and we like doing a longer set.
What do you have planned for the rest of the year? I know you have a few more tour dates. You're going back. You're doing Connecticut tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And then where are you headed?
Home.
Yay! Okay, rest for the rest of the year?
No, we're going out. We have, but the long tour is done.
We are so excited to see you tonight. Such a pleasure.
I have a great band, an amazing band.
And the guitar, I mean, just everything. It's just such a great show. I mean, I went to see you when I was wee little in Philly, because I'm a Jersey girl. But just powerful, unbelievable music, incredible talent.
In the end, it's really not what you do or what you achieve, although I still pursue that it's what's in here, you know, and this is what you need to change. And I went to therapy for a long time, and that doesn't heal you, but it certainly helps you identify the demons, you know.
Not everyone can act and be a musician. I mean, you've got a lot of special talent that is just you. So thrilled to be here with you. Can't wait to feature you, and it's such a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.